everyone, thanks for joining me for today's webinar. My name's Holly and I'm going to be hosting the webinar today on part 2 of Instagram. So this part is going to be covering a little bit more of generating leads with Instagram and how you can really grow your account. So just before we jump in here, I'm just going to go over a quick overview of what we'll be covering in today's webinar. So to start out, I'll be showing you how you can optimize your account to really get more exposure and grow your account. Then I'll be showing you how you can optimize your posts. Then I'll move on to using Instagram stories and highlights. I'll then move on to using Instagram Insights, and finally I'll be showing you a few different tools and resources that you can use to really help you grow your account. Alright, so starting out here with optimizing your account. So the first point that I wanted to make here is to make sure that you're adding keywords into your account. So you can add keywords into your name as well as your bio for better search ranking. And a tip here is that your name, it doesn't need to actually just be your name or limited to just 2 words. Instead, you can try adding some keywords such as realtor or your location into your name. And a good way to do that is to actually separate the words with using things like lines or using emojis. And I'll be showing you how you can do that on your account in just a minute here. The second tip that I wanted to mention is build and update your bio. So when it comes to your bio, you really want to showcase what you can do for others. Don't really focus it on yourself. When someone comes to your profile, you want them to be able to know what you can do for them. Instagram also now has the ability to add hashtags into your bio. So this is really cool if you want to create your own unique hashtag that you want to use in all your posts and then put it in your bio as well. That will make your profile and your posts a lot easier to find. So that's a great idea as well. And just another note about building and updating your bio is you definitely want to make sure that you have a link to your website within your bio. And a great idea here is to try adding a call to action to your website in your bio. So again, I'll be showing you how you can put that into your bio in just a minute here. The next thing that I wanted to mention is picking a theme and making sure that you stick with it. So what I mean by a theme is at least pick some colors and fonts that you think work well with your brand and that you want to represent you. You really want to make your post consistent so that your page looks visually appealing, but it also makes your post a lot more recognizable. So this realtor's posts on the side here that I included, if you can see the orange and stuff, it's really, really recognizable. So if you're scrolling through an Instagram feed and you saw one of her posts and you saw this orange color, right away you would kind of have an idea that it's her post. So that's kind of something that you want to aim for. The next point that I wanted to make here is to make sure that you delete any off-brand posts. So you really want to go through your page and delete any posts that don't align with your brand or your theme. And any posts that are not really attracting the right people, again, you can go through and delete just because you want to make sure that all the posts on your page really reflect you and your brand. And the final note that I wanted to make here is to make sure that you do activate notifications. So engaging with others on Instagram is one of the easiest ways to grow your account organically. So you definitely want to make sure that your notifications are turned on so that you can respond to comments and messages in a really timely manner. Okay, so now I'm actually going to move on to show you how you can add keywords and build your bio within your account. So I'll just be showing you how you can do this in my browser here. Okay, so moving on to show you how you can edit your name and your bio to really add some keywords in and build your bio here on your Instagram page. So I'll be showing you on my desktop computer here just for the purpose of this webinar, but do keep in mind, as mentioned before, Instagram is really made for mobile use, so I would definitely recommend updating everything on your phone if you're able to, but I'll just be showing you on here for the purpose of the webinar. So I just have a random test account here that I'm going to show you this on. Now when it comes to updating your name, all you need to do is go onto your profile here and click Edit Profile. You'll then see your name, username, website, bio, and all this information here. do keep in mind that this test account that I have here is just a personal account at the moment. So you guys should all have business accounts. So it'll look slightly different here with a few different contact detail information, but this basic part will be the exact same. So when I said adding keywords into your name, a little example here would be to separate them with some lines. So for example, if you have your name, you add in a keyword realtor, add in your location. That's a really great start for adding keywords into your name. And then again, you can always update your name at any time. If you feel like you're not getting great results with that, you can go back and update it and see if that makes any difference. And again, if you want to add in some fun emojis and stuff, if you're doing this on your phone, that's a really great idea as well. Now, you should have your website in here already. I'm just going to update that there so we can see. And then when it comes to your bio, as I mentioned, it's really important that your bio really showcases what you can do for others. So again, you want to think of someone reading your bio and asking, what can you do for me? So not so much as what you are, but what you can do for them. So I'll show you a few different examples. So say we had a bio like this. Oops. So if we had something like this, realtor, mother, traveler, call me to list your home. So it kind of says what you are, and it suggests that they should give you a call if they're looking to list their home. However, again, it doesn't really stand out. It doesn't really show them exactly what you can do for them. It wants them to call you to list their home, but they might be left asking why, like what makes you different from other realtors. So for example, if we put in something a little bit different, so I help home buyers find their dream home and homeowners sell for more. Let's add in a little bit more here. Thinking of buying or selling. Call me anytime and list your phone number, or call or text me anytime. So this sort of bio compared to the one that we just wrote. So I help home buyers find their dream home and homeowners sell for more. Thinking of buying or selling, call me anytime, and have your phone number there, of course. So something like that, it just really tells them what you can do for them and that you really want to help people looking to buy or sell their homes. So it's a bit more of a call to action, making sure that they need to reach out for you, or to you, sorry. Another thing that I mentioned adding here is to add a call to action in relation to your website. So if you want to do this, a good way to do this is to add it in the last line of your bio, because on your profile page, your website will be listed right below your bio. So for example, if we did something like this, so I think this is going to be too long. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So let's go back to our page here, and we can see our name was updated, our bio was updated, and then if we take a look also at the call to action right above the website there, you'll see find your dream home today and some arrows pointing down to your website, encouraging people to click on your website. So that's just a really great way to kind of build your bio rather than just having a basic bio of who you are, you're a realtor, so on, but really having a call to action there to bring them onto your website and get in contact with you. That's a really great thing to have. So definitely recommend kind of playing around with your name and bio, updating it every so often and see what gets you the best results. Because again, you can update those at any time. So it's a little bit of trial and error with that, but definitely recommend testing that out a bit. Okay, so now I'm actually going to move on to showing you how you can optimize your Instagram posts. So I have a few different points that I wanted to go over here. So the first point that I wanted to mention is to use geotagging. So when you're posting a picture or video to Instagram, you really want to make sure that you are tagging your location. Tagging a location in your posts adds another way for people to find you in posts. And in fact, posts with a geotag tend to get 79% more engagement than those without. So definitely adding your location is a really great way to optimize your posts. The second point that I have here is to create a unique hashtag. So I mentioned this a little bit in regards to your bio. You can add it in there as well. So hashtags are really one of the best ways that you can get more exposure on your posts as well as your profile. So while you may want to use things like big popular hashtags, you do want to keep in mind that your posts will, if you're using big hashtags, your posts will have to compete with a lot more other posts as well. So it's a good idea to include some smaller, less common, more unique hashtags as well. And then in regards to creating your unique hashtag, you'll want to make sure that you're adding that into your bio as well as into all of your posts. So this will make your posts easier to find, and it'll also group them all together, which is nice and handy to have as well. And a tip here that I wanted to mention quickly in regards to hashtags is to make sure that you're hiding a lot of your hashtags. So post your unique hashtag as well as maybe one or two other hashtags in your caption, but you want to hide a large number of hashtags so that it doesn't look quite spammy on your post. So a great way to do this is to actually comment on your post with all those hashtags. So right after you post, just click comment and add hashtags in as a comment. And this will really prevent your post from looking quite spammy with a lot of hashtags there. The next point that I wanted to make is holding Instagram contests. So once you have a little bit more of a following, Instagram contests are a really great way to encourage a lot of engagement on your profile. So they're really easy to run. You just want to make sure that you do double check guidelines for giveaways and stuff like that, and you can check that out on Instagram's Help Center. They'll have all of their guidelines listed there, and I'll also be showing you a couple different resources that you can use to run your contests later on in the webinar. And these next 2 points that I wanted to mention here, I'll be talking a little bit more about them when I go over using Instagram Insights, but I just wanted to mention them quickly here as well. So posting when people are watching. So you want to make sure that your posts aren't getting lost in the feed. So this really comes down to determining the right time to post. And finally, target the right audience. So you can target people through the types of things that you're posting, through using hashtags, by promoting a post, and by utilizing things like analytics. Another method that is kind of cool to try out is actually called targeted listening. So what I mean by this is to be aware of what's happening on Instagram within real estate and with your competitors. So you really want to monitor key hashtags and accounts. That's a really great way to find potential leads. So if you notice some people commenting on a certain topic or a certain listing, use it as a way to reach out to them and start up a conversation, kind of build a relationship. So you don't always have to be posting things and waiting for people to come to you. Being an active listener, reaching out to people is a really great way to do that as well. So now I wanted to quickly go over a little bit on Instagram stories and specifically why you should be using them. So the first thing that I wanted to mention is that Instagram stories are a really great way to leverage your existing following. So stories are a great way to be active on Instagram without having to post all the time. Your photo will appear on the top of somebody's feed, just like in this picture here. So they'll really have a really great chance of noticing you if they don't see your photos within the feed all the time, but they can still tell that you're active on Instagram by seeing your story pop up here. The next thing that I wanted to mention is using Instagram stories to showcase virtual open houses. So stories are a really great tool, especially for real estate. You can really easily create a whole virtual open house all from your smartphone. So of course that doesn't replace real open houses, but it just means that you can potentially reach a lot more people. The next perk of Instagram stories is that they do disappear after 24 hours. Since they disappear, then you do have a lot more freedom than just regular Instagram posts. So you can post things that are a bit more casual, more fun aspects of your life, and really showcase the behind the scene moments of real estate. Another thing about Instagram stories is that they're a really good alternative to Snapchat stories. So while Snapchat stories used to be really popular, especially even for businesses, it's actually really hard to gain a large following on Snapchat. You'll have much better luck using Instagram stories, and it's also a lot more convenient having everything kind of in one place. So definitely, if you're using Snapchat stories, I definitely recommend switching over to Instagram stories and see how that goes. And finally, you also now have the ability to highlight your best stories. So those stories only display for 24 hours. You now have the ability to actually save stories onto your profile as highlights. So if you see in the photo here, this is what somebody's profile would look like. And here are their highlights saved onto their profile. So they'll appear right under your bio, just above all of your photos. And highlights do remain on your profile permanently until you actually delete them. And each highlight, it can be created as a different category. You can have up to 100 photos and videos under one highlight, and you can actually have unlimited highlights. So I definitely recommend kind of finding a way that you can use highlights on your page. Okay, so moving on, I wanted to quickly go over Instagram insights, so how you can see insights for your account, and then also some tips that you can really use to utilize these insights in order to grow your account. So you do want to keep in mind insights are only available on the mobile app, so I can't really show you everything on my computer here, but I do have a few different screenshots to kind of give you an idea of what they look like. And another tip before I jump in is you do need to have a business account in order to access Instagram Insights. So again, if you haven't already switched over to a business account, you'll need to do that. You can see how to do that in our part 1 of Instagram webinar. But starting out with a business account, to access your insights, you'll just need to go onto your profile. It will look a little bit different depending on what version you have. But the insights symbol will just look like a little graph, kind of like this. You might have to click on this portion here, or it'll be just on the top right-hand side of your page. So once you click on insights, you'll find 3 different categories. So there's activity, content, and audience. So under the activity tab, this is where you can see things like interaction, so how many times people have viewed your profile for that week. You'll also be able to see how many accounts you've reached and how many impressions your posts have made, like here. And a great thing about Instagram Insights as well is on these pages, if you're unsure of what anything means, you'll see a little question mark here, and you can just hover over that, tap on it, and it'll give you a better idea of how to read these insights. And again, usually at the bottom of the page here, it'll say, what does this mean? And if you tap on that, it'll give you more details on what the reach and impressions are. The next tab, the content tab, has a few different things here. So you'll see things like feed posts. So that's what this one looks like here. And for this, it'll show the number of impressions for each post. And then you do have the option to filter everything. So if you go onto your feed posts and tap on the showing all posts sentence up here, it'll take you onto this filter page, and then you can select what you want to see. So if you want to see all of your posts, just photos, just videos, and then again you can go through and filter what you want to see. So things like engagement, comments, follows, so on, and then the amount of time that you want to see. And again, if you see down here where it says understanding your insights with a little arrow, if you tap on that, that'll give you even more detail to help you out there. Also under the content tab, you'll also see insights for your stories as well as your promotions if you have any. So a little tip that I have here is also to view this insight to see kind of what types of posts you should be posting. So you want to take a look at your posts and see what kind of posts are getting the most engagement, what has the highest impression, and then kind of tailor your posts accordingly to see if that kind of helps your reach and grow your posts. The next tab in Insights is the Audience tab. So what this will have is some basic demographics of your followers, so things like top location, the age range, gender, that sort of thing. And this section, it also shows you when your followers are most active, if you look on this part here. So you can sort this by days and hours, and then you can see when your followers are most active on Instagram. So a tip for this is to really kind of get to know who your followers are so that you're able to really target your post to them. And in regards to when they're active, of course you want to post when your followers are most active, but also I definitely recommend trying posting during off-peak hours. There'll be a lot less competition during those times, so your post will have a lot better of chance of being seen. So again, kind of trial and error. Try posting when they're really active, but try mixing in a few other posts to see what kind of engagement those posts get as well. Okay, so now I'm actually going to move on to show you a few different tools and resources that you can use to help grow your Instagram account. So the first tools that I'm going to show you are actually in regards to insights and analytics. So I just wanted to discuss those first. So the first tool that I have here, it's called Iconosquare. Iconosquare is a really great analytics tool. They have a lot of great details. It is a paid tool. However, they do also have a few different free tools that I definitely recommend checking out. So this one, for example, their Instagram audit. So what this will do is all you have to do is sign into your Instagram account, and they'll send you a review of your account as well as some tips that you can try to really improve your account. So here's a few different things that they go over. So I definitely recommend checking that out. I mean, you really have nothing to lose with that. It's totally free. And if you kind of want to get an idea of how your account's doing, that's a great thing to check out there. The next resource that I wanted to mention here is again in regards to analytics. So this one is called Pixly. And there they do have, again, a number of different analytics available. This free Instagram analytics that they have here, it will give you weekly reports about your Instagram account. So it'll provide data on things like what your top performing activity is, your content is, it'll show you your follower growth, hashtag tracking, and so on. There's a lot more as well. So you can go through here. And they also have an audience tool that really kind of helps you better understand your followers again. So really helping you to create content that's really tailored for your target audience. So I definitely recommend checking out Pixly as well. This next tool that I wanted to mention is in regards to Instagram stories. So this tool is called Unfold Stories, and it's not a great version online here. Definitely recommend downloading the app on your phone to check it out. But what they have is they have story templates that are available to really create clean and visually appealing stories. Those of you who have used stories before, they can be a little bit tricky to kind of format nicely. But this is a really great tool to check out if you want some really cool templates to use. Your stories will look a lot nicer. And moving on to the next resource here, which is called Snap Widget. And these next two resources that I wanted to mention are in regards to adding your Instagram feed onto your website. So this one, Snap Widget, is a free tool. So it allows you to display your Instagram feed onto your website. And again, they do have a free option. It's available and it gives you unlimited access to their free widgets. They do have paid widget versions available as well. Here's just kind of an idea of what you can get. So again, I'd recommend checking them out. And the same thing if you want to embed your social media feed onto your website. This website called Juicer is another great tool to check out. Go down here. They are available for kind of all social media platforms, as well as Instagram, of course. There we go. Okay, and moving on to a tool that can really help you to grow your followers. So this one is called Crowdfire, and again, they do offer a lot of different resources within their tool here, so managing your social media platforms and so on. But within their features, they do have some great things to grow your followers. So if we click here, can see a few different things that they do. A really cool thing about this tool is that it actually allows you to mass follow the followers of your competitors. So that in most cases that will be people that are within your target audience. And it's actually been found that about 30% of people that you follow will follow you back. So again, what it'll do is it'll mass follow a bunch of people in hopes that they will follow you back. What it does for you as well is it tracks non-followers. So you can see kind of who you followed within that group, who has followed you and who hasn't followed you back. And then you can go through and unfollow anyone who hasn't followed you back. And you can do that again all right through the tool. And this tool, it is free for one Instagram account. And then of course they do have paid options available for more accounts as well as more features. So again, here's some of the analytics that they have available as well. So things with engagement. And then they also have a tool for mentions as well, which is pretty cool. So this is a great thing to monitor for your accounts as well. All right, so I have two more resources that I wanted to mention quickly in regards to contests. So as I mentioned before, running Instagram contests on your Instagram page is a really great way to encourage engagement with your followers. So they are pretty easy. You can run them without any tools on your Instagram page. Just simple ones like that. But if you did want to check out a few different tools to help you run a campaign, these are a few great ones to check out. So this first one is called Short Stack, and the free version of the tool, it has really basic contest tools and some different templates that you can use. They're really easy to use. It's kind of like a drag and drop system, and you can hook it up to Instagram. And the final one here is called WooBox, and this is very similar to Short Stack as well. They do have a free version as well that has really basic contest giveaway templates here. And again, it's really easy to use for Instagram as well. So definitely recommend checking those out if you're interested in kind of hosting your own contest. Right, so that's actually all the tools and resources that I wanted to cover today. I know there were quite a few here, but we will be including links to all of these tools within our webinar recap email. So keep an eye out for that. If you wanted to check out any of these tools, definitely recommend doing so. Aside from that, thank you guys so much for joining me for today's webinar. I hope everybody learned something and found it useful. And if you do have any suggestions for future webinars, definitely shoot us an email at support@sutton.com. And if you have any questions about anything that we covered today or just in regards to your Instagram account at all, again, send us an email and we'll do our best to answer you there. Thanks again so much for joining me today. Bye everyone. Have a great day.